we're all ready.
Yeah, right here.
All right. Good for you?
Right.
Come ahead!
Quiet on the set!
This is Michael Falkner, and it's showtime on the July 25th, 2011 edition of the Weekly Podioplex, brought to you by the Chronic Rift. Let's kick this off with the box office results. Still hanging on at number 10 is Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris. Coming in at number 9 is Bad Teacher, down from 7th. At 8th place is last week's 6th, Winnie the Pooh. Coasting into 7th is last week's 5th place finish, Cars 2. And at 6th place is Zookeeper, down from 4th. Finishing the weekend in 5th place is Horrible Bosses with another $11.9 million toward its $82.6 million total. In 4th place is last week's runner-up Transformers Dark of the Moon, pulling down another $12 million for a total of $326 million. Starting its run at number 3 is a new release, Friends with Benefits, cashing in $18.6 million toward its $35 million budget. In 2nd is the record-breaking Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, adding another $47.4 million to bring The Boy Who Lived to $273.5 million in 2 weeks. But this week's winner is Captain America, the First Avenger, with an opening salvo of $65 million on a $140 million budget. Cap's take barely edges out Thor's $65.7 million opener, along with Green Lantern's $53 million and the X-Men's $55 million. Captain America's advantages were twofold. First, he is the most popular mainstream superhero on screens this year, fueled both by the character's longevity and the patriotic theme. Second, this is the last superhero to premiere this summer. I think this performance bodes well for the Captain's return with The Avengers, coming next summer. The Podioplex will be taking a short break next week, so this episode will cover 2 weeks of new releases. In wide release for Friday, July 29th, we start with Cowboys and Aliens, a sci-fi western starring Daniel Craig, Harrison Ford, and Olivia Wilde.
I woke up in the desert, like I've been dropped out of the sky. You got a name? I don't know. I'm gonna need you to come with us. Wouldn't do that if I was you.
Yeah, that's Lonergan, boss.
I want that man. You give him to me now.
I need to know where you came from.
So do I.
You don't remember anything.
Why are you asking me?
They've got my son, my wife.
I need that weapon.
That's the only thing that counts.
What about the other people? Are they alive?
They won't be for long. You just have to work together. Who is she?
She's the only one who knows who I am.
You know who you are. You just have to remember. They'll come back with more, and there will be no survivors. That's what they did to my people.
I've seen good men do bad things. Bad men do good things. You go get our people back.
They're here.
Should we step in? Looks like he's doing fine. God damn.
A spaceship arrives in Arizona in 1873 to take over the Earth, starting with the Wild West region. But a posse of cowboys are all that stand in the way. Cowboys and Aliens is rated PG-13. Next up is Crazy Stupid Love, a romantic comedy starring Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and Julianne Moore.
25 years of marriage and you have nothing to say? I'll just say it. I slept with someone.
If you keep talking, I'm gonna get out of the car.
I think the fact that I did it, it just shows how broken we are. Okay. How much we really... Oh my God! Help!
You're getting a divorce?
Yeah.
Amy heard you crying in the bathroom. We all thought it was cancer.
Oh.
Thank God, man.
Yeah, that's my relationship.
Hi, can I buy you a drink? Let's get out of here. Want to get out of here? Yeah. What are you doing later?
I don't know.
I do. There's lots of beautiful women in this bar, but I can't take my eyes off of you.
It's time to go home.
Oh, it's forward of you, but okay.
Yeah.
Should I pull the car around? Have you been drinking? I'll drive.
Hey, ladies man guy. Any tips of the trade?
Your wife cheated on you because you lost sight of who you are as a man. Why don't you take that straw out of your mouth? It looks like you're sucking on it.
Okay.
You're sitting there with a Supercuts haircut, and you're wearing a 44, and you should be wearing a 42 regular. Credit card. Where are your wallets? Would you sleep with me?
Jeez, God.
Yeah, probably.
You would?
You gotta take control of your manhood, pal.
Can you put on some clothes, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, is this bothering you? Beautiful.
Looking at me. Look at that.
What do you want to do with me?
I want to show you off to my ex-wife, make her really jealous. Oh, man.
I met a girl, and she is a game changer.
She's your soulmate, right? Go get her back.
Wow, how old are you?
I'm in love with her, and I don't know what to do about it.
I don't know when you and I stopped being us. You know, when I told you that I had to work late, I really went to see the new Twilight movie by myself. And it was so bad.
I should have fought for you.
Take off your shirt.
Why?
Will you take off your shirt? Seriously? It's like you're photoshopped.
A father's life unravels when he deals with a marital crisis and tries to manage his relationship with his children. Crazy Stupid Love is rated PG-13. We round out the wide-release slate with The Smurfs, a family film starring Hank Azaria, Katy Perry, and Jonathan Winters.
In a faraway land, there is a village filled with mysterious creatures who have lived happily for hundreds of years. Until today.
Hello, Smurfs.
Gargamel!
Now, they'll have to escape
Anybody reading these signs?
to a world they've never imagined.
Oh my Smurf.
Oh, look, a transport device. Come on.
This way.
All together now. Ah, my hip.
This summer,
They're friendly.
Do not be fooled by their cuteness. Now it's all out and you. Sorry.
Of all the people on the planet, those magical little creatures came to us.
No, this isn't happening.
Ticklish.
What are you doing? Hi.
from Columbia Pictures and Sony Pictures Animation.
Let me get this straight. You're being chased by an evil wizard.
Smurf, exactly.
Stop saying Smurf for everything.
Smurfity, Smurf, Smurf, Smurf.
There's no call for that kind of language, laddie.
The Chase.
Gargamel, run! Blend in.
He's on.
I'm 546. I'm getting too old for this.
In the first True Blue.
According to my calculations, we lost them.
3D Adventure of the Year.
Come back here with my Smurf! Come on, Smurf!
Where's Papa?
Gargamel took him!
No Smurf left behind!
You smurfed with the wrong girl.
Smurf Banga!
Playtime is over!
The Smurfs.
La 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 la, sing a happy song.
Stop! None of you find that song just the tiniest bit annoying.
I find it annoying.
In 3D.
When evil wizard Gargamel chases the tiny blue Smurfs out of their village, they tumble from their magical world into ours. The Smurfs is rated PG. July 29th's limited releases begin with Attack the Block, a sci-fi action comedy starring John Boyega, Jodie Whittaker, and Alex Ismail. A teen gang in South London defend their block from an alien invasion. Attack the Block is rated R. Next is The Devil's Double, a biographical drama starring Dominic Cooper, Ludovine Segnier, and Rod Rowie. It's a chilling vision of the house of Saddam Hussein, which comes to life through the eyes of a man who is forced to become the double of Hussein's sadistic son. The Devil's Double is rated R. Next we have The Future, a French drama starring Miranda July, Hamish Linklater, and David Warshawski. When a couple decides to adopt a stray cat, their perspective on life changes radically, literally altering the course of time and space and testing their faith in each other and themselves. The Future is not rated. Next we have Good Neighbors, a thriller starring Jair Baruchel, Scott Speedman, and Xavier Dolan. Good Neighbors takes place in 1995 during the second referendum on the separation of Quebec. In the dead of winter, a serial killer is on the loose in the small Montreal neighborhood of Notre-Dame-de-Gras. The tenants of an old apartment house must figure out who they can trust and who they can't. Good Neighbors is not rated. Next we have The Guard, a comedic thriller starring Brendan Gleeson, Don Cheadle, and Mark Strong. An unorthodox Irish policeman with a confrontational personality is teamed with an uptight FBI agent to investigate an international drug smuggling ring. The Guard is rated R. We round this week out with two documentaries. First is The Interrupters, a documentary by Steve James, which covers a year in the life of a city grappling with urban violence. The Interrupters is not rated. Next is Life in a Day, starring Cindy Bear, Moika, and Karen Walker. Life in a Day is a documentary shot by filmmakers all over the world that serves as a time capsule to show future generations what it was like to be alive on July 24th, 2010. Life in a Day is not rated. Taking a look at August 5th's wide releases, we start with The Change-Up, a comedy starring Jason Bateman, Ryan Reynolds, and Olivia Wilde.
It's your turn.
Oh no!
So what am I tonight? A burglar?
Oh, hello!
Tell me about your women, please.
I have been keeping company with a number of nice ladies. This right here is Brenda. She wants it in missionary, wheelbarrow, Arabian goggles, the pastrami sandwich. Let me tell you, no man is that hungry.
I don't even know what these are.
You're married.
Good point. What is her name?
That is Tatiana.
Wow. And what's her last name?
Tatiana calls me at 3 in the morning and wants to fuckstein. Who gives a shit?
Right. Yeah, got it. You're living the dream, Mitch. Having children, it's like it's living with little mini heroin addicts. You know, they're laughing one minute, and then they're crying the next, and then they're trying to kill themselves in your bathroom for no good reason. They're very mean and selfish, and they burn through your money, and they break shit.
Guy, come on.
You know, I was just saying that I envy your life, Mitch.
And I envy yours.
I wish I had your life.
Mitch, why am I in your apartment?
Open the goddamn door! I knew it. You wished for my life or we were pissing in that fountain. We wished we had each other's lives.
I'm a douchebag.
Fucking tool. For the first time in your life, you're good looking, you're single. What's going on between us? It's crazy, but what's even more crazy is not to use it.
I adjusted the WACC to reflect the new monthly projections. I'll have my briefs on your desk by lunch.
That puts my balls on your chin by dinner.
That is Schedule 4 sexual harassment.
Hold on, you two guys should go out. Because you're so single, Mitch. Wait, what? How do you like working with Dave?
I actually used to have kind of a crush on Dave.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No, but he's married, so obviously.
Right, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Super married.
What do I tell Jamie when she wants to have sex tonight?
You're not having sex with my wife, Mitch.
Oh my God, it's going down. Hope she likes it weird. I am gonna ruin her. Oh my God.
I need to cool it on the Thai food.
Oh my God.
Question, how long have you been shaved down there?
I get an extra inch and only married dudes rock the dick froze anymore. I've got freckles on my taint. How awesome is that?
The Change-Up is a comedy in which a married guy switches bodies with his best friend in order to woo his coworker. The Change-Up is rated R. The second wide release coming August 5th is Rise of the Planet of the Apes, a sci-fi action drama with James Franco, Andy Serkis, and Frida Pinto.
Our drug allows the brain to repair itself. We call it the cure. We're ready to move on to the next phase. This one.
This is wrong, Will.
This has the potential to change lives.
Some things aren't meant to be changed.
Does it work?
Like we predicted. With one exception. The drug has radically boosted brain functioning.
You mean increased intelligence?
We got a fatality. You have no idea what you're dealing with.
They're not people, you know.
This origin story, set in present-day San Francisco, focuses on a man's own experiments with genetic engineering that leads to the development of intelligence in apes and the onset of a war for supremacy. Rise of the Planet of the Apes is rated PG-13. August 5th's limited release slate kicks off with Bellflower, an action drama starring Evan Glodell, Tyler Dawson, and Jesse Wiseman. Two friends spend all their free time building flamethrowers and weapons of mass destruction, in hopes that a global apocalypse will occur and clear the runway for their imaginary gang, Mother Medusa. Bellflower is rated R. Next up is Magic Trip, a documentary starring Ken Casey, Jerry Garcia, and Neil Cassidy. It's a freewheeling portrait of Ken Casey and the merry prankster's fabled road trip across America. Magic Trip is not rated. And last we have Mysteries of Lisbon, a French mystery drama starring Adriana Luz, Maria Bastos, and Ricardo Pereira. This film follows a jealous countess, a wealthy businessman, and a young orphaned boy across Portugal, France, Italy, and Brazil, where they connect with a variety of mysterious individuals. Mysteries of Lisbon is not rated. Next, let's take a look at the DVD and Blu-ray slate. Starting with July 26th's releases, we have Source Code, a sci-fi mystery thriller starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Michelle Monaghan. Source Code is an action thriller centered on a soldier who wakes up in the body of an unknown man and discovers he's part of a mission to find a bomber on a Chicago commuter train. Source Code is rated PG-13. Next up is Trust, a drama starring Clive Owen, Catherine Keener, and Liana Liberto. A suburban family is torn apart when 14-year-old Annie meets her first boyfriend online. After months of communicating via online chat and phone, Annie discovers that her friend is not who he originally claimed to be. Trust is rated R. Next is Dylan Dog, Dead of Night, a horror mystery starring Brandon Routh, Anita Bream, and Sam Huntington. This film is the adventures of supernatural private eye Dylan Dog, who seeks out the monsters in the Louisiana Bayou with his signature red shirt, black jacket, and blue jeans. Dylan Dog, Dead of Night is rated PG-13. Next is Ironclad, an action-adventure starring Paul Giamatti, Jason Fleming, and Brian Cox. In 13th century England, a small group of Knights Templar fight to defend Rochester Castle against the tyrannical King John. Ironclad is rated R. July 26 also brings some classics to Blu-ray, starting with The Blues Brothers from 1980. This comedy stars John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, and Cab Calloway. Jake Blues, just out from prison, puts together his old band to save the Catholic home where he and his brother Elwood were raised. The Blues Brothers is rated R. Next is National Lampoon's Animal House, a comedy from 1978, starring John Belushi, Karen Allen, and Tom Holtz. At a 1962 college, Dean Vernon Wormer is determined to expel the entire Delta Tau Chi fraternity, but those troublemakers have other plans for him. National Lampoon's Animal House is rated R. Last is Dante's Peak, the action drama from 1997 starring Pierce Brosnan, Linda Hamilton, and Jamie Renee Smith. A volcanologist arrives at a countryside town named Dante's Peak after a long, dormant volcano. which has recently been named the second most desirable place to live in America. But he soon discovers that Dante's Peak may wake up at any moment. Dante's Peak is rated PG-13. July 26 also brings some TV shows to your doorstep, starting with Stargate Atlantis, the complete series on Blu-ray. Starring Joe Flanagan, Rachel Luttrell, and David Hewlett, an international team of scientists and military personnel discover a Stargate network in the Pegasus Galaxy and come face-to-face with a new powerful enemy, the Wraith. Next is Supernatural, the anime series, starring Jared Padalecki, Andrew Farrar, and Hiroki Toshi. This is the animated version of the popular series about the Winchester brothers. Last on our TV on DVD slate is Justice League Season 2 coming to Blu-ray, starring George Newbern, Kevin Conroy, Susan Eisenberg, Michael Rosenbaum, and Phil LaMarr. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, and Hawkgirl. They have all used their unique powers to fight evil across the galaxy. These 7 superheroes unite to become the Justice League. While dangers threaten across the galaxy, deep-rooted feelings of mistrust and insecurity surface and plague the Justice League, causing internal strife and leaving them vulnerable to attacks from their enemies. But when one of their own commits the ultimate betrayal, it could be the end of the Justice League and Earth forever. The August 2nd DVD slate is a little bit smaller, starting with Rio, animated comedy adventure starring Jesse Eisenberg, Anne Hathaway, and George Lopez. When Blue, a domesticated macaw from small-town Minnesota, meets the fiercely independent Jewel, he takes off on an adventure to Rio de Janeiro with his bird of his dreams. Rio is rated G. Next is Soul Surfer, an action drama starring Anna Sophia Robb, Dennis Quaid, and Helen Hunt. A teenage girl summons the courage to go back into the ocean after losing an arm in a shark attack. Soul Surfer is rated PG. On August 2nd, you can also start to prepare for the August 19th reboot of Robert E. Howard's Warrior-turned-Gladiator-turned-King, with the release of Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer, both on Blu-ray. Conan the Barbarian is a fantasy from 1982 starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, James Earl Jones, and Max von Sydow. This is the epic tale of a child sold into slavery who grows into a man who seeks revenge against a warlord who massacred his tribe. Conan the Barbarian is rated R. Conan the Destroyer is a sequel from 1984 that stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Grace Jones, and Olivia DeBeau. Conan leads a ragtag group of adventurers on a quest for a princess. Conan the Destroyer is rated PG. Last on our Blu-ray classic slate, we have The Magnificent Seven, a 1960 western starring Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, and Charles Bronson. An oppressed Mexican peasant village assembles 7 gunfighters to help defend their homes. The Magnificent Seven is not rated. Let's wrap this up with the quick flicks. Cartoon Network is teaming with Transformers producer Don Murphy to bring Captain Planet to the silver screen. Captain Planet and the Planeteers premiered in 1990 as the first environmental animated series on television. The 6-season series centered on a band of young people who combine their special powers to summon eco-hero Captain Planet to battle the world's eco-villains. The movie version will be a live-action interpretation playing on recent ecological events such as earthquakes, tornadoes, and melting icebergs. National Lampoon's Vacation is coming back, but you may not like how it's returning. The second draft of the rebooted movie is completed, and Peter Segal is rumored to be directing. This version centers around Rusty Griswold, the son of Clark and Ellen from the original film, and his quest to take his family to Wally World one last time before the park closes forever. Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo may make cameo appearances as Rusty parents as a nod to the film that started it all. The next adventure of Superman continues to have problems. Writer David Goyer has left for the next Godzilla movie, and 300 veteran Kurt Jonstad is on board for rewrites, particularly for the rumored weak third act. Add that to the rushed production and copyright issues, and it's no wonder that The Man of Steel has been pushed back to 2013. Starring Henry Cavill, Diane Lane, and Kevin Costner, Superman won't be back until July 14th, 2013, at the very least. Finally, while at San Diego Comic-Con, Steven Spielberg updated fans on the future of Jurassic Park. The director revealed that he does have a story for a 4th film, and there is a writer developing the screenplay. He added that his hope is production begins in the next 2 to 3 years. As I said near the top of the show, the Weekly Podioplex will be on vacation next week. But never fear, like James Bond, it will return. If you want to discuss anything you heard on this week's edition, please take a moment to get in touch. You can surf on over to chronicriff.com and leave a note in the forums. Or you can leave a voicemail at 888-866-9010, or you can write to John at chronicriff.com. You can also find the Weekly Podioplex and the Chronic Rift on Facebook. The Weekly Podioplex is a collaboration of Critic Criticality and Lucky Shot Productions. This is Michael Falkner. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the theater.
That's a wrap.